Howdy, kinfolk. Um, Greetings, wherever around this world you may be tuning in. Maybe you're coming on live, or maybe you're getting this on a replay. But I'm welcome from the bottom of my heart. And um, and there's a couple of things that I want to tell you about, a few items. But first, a quick reminder in January, which is coming right around the corner next week. But later in January, I'm planning to rename the show the Stroke Thriver Show. And the name matches the heartbeat of the community. People who keep going, people who adapt, people who rebuild. That's what we do. And second, why do I do this show? I love to tell you what's on my heart or mind or both. But I want to, it's a little secret, I also practice. And the first stroke took out my speech center, and I don't always remember what I want to say, or I don't remember how I want to say. But I keep practicing, and I hope that you practice too. Either you had a stroke in the aftermath, or something else, or maybe you just don't need to, but you like to attend this program. So the third I want to tell you is about my books. This all started over 4 years ago. I just started posting on a blog I had on the internet, and it was called it was called Success for a Lifetime, because I feel that regardless of what happens to us, our lifetime wants us to be more successful. Anyways, I shifted to Thrive After Stroke, and I'm going to change it soon to Stroke Thrivers. But anyways, so I started to do this, and I did it at least once a week, and I did it for years. And I just decided I have a very good friend who's a medical editor and a veterinarian, of course, and I asked her, could I make this a book? Could you help me? So she helped me put together the Stroke Survivors First Aid Kit, and that's what I did. And I put my thoughts about recovery, what's so important to you or I to be when we recover, and when we're to keep going. And then, about almost 3 months, can you believe it? I published my next book, which is Stroke Survivor for Stroke Recovery Book, Volume 1. And that's the easiest of word searches, but they'll be progressively harder. And I did this because way back when I started, after I had the strokes and I started recovering, I needed to realign so I could find words that I wanted to use, and so I used word search, and that is why I wanted to make them for you, so maybe they can help you. So but back. So those are the first two books. There's going to be more coming up soon, probably maybe even before this year ends. I have this third book done, which will be the Stroke Recovery Word Search books, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, and they go on. So anyways, then I got the idea about, 2-3 years ago, I guess. I got the idea, what's like I used in the title, I thought of myself as a stroke survivor. That's what I always thought. That's what people called me, and that's what I just took it as a the common word. But I realized, wait a second, survivors suggest a status quo. I want something to thrive. I want to be growing. I want to be uh, uh, doing something more. And I realized I wanted to be a stroke thriver. And I decided I commissioned some a guy to design some, and I guess I've designed 10 or 12 or 13 so far and going, and I'll go more. But I spelled it OR instead of ER, like the spell check would say that's right. But I realized that's why I want to be a thriver. That's like the survivor, only it's more. So, and the reason I made the designs is in the hopes that you will buy them and wear them, and people will see you and say, "Huh, Thriver, I thought you survived a stroke," and that is an opportunity to have a conversation about what it is to thrive after a stroke, and, and you will help them, and you will help yourself. And the second thing, you will often tell them about the signs of a stroke, which way back when, about probably 9 months or more ago, I had the idea. My mission has become to eradicate blood clot strokes forever, because often people don't realize that a stroke is going on. But if they have a blood clot stroke and they get help really fast, uh, they can do something significant about it. In fact, a friend of mine in church, about 3 months ago, he had a stroke, but he had a blood clot stroke. He got to a hospital. They diagnosed him very fast, and they realized he had a blood clot stroke. They gave him an injection of a blood thinner or blood clot dissolver, and they went away, and his signs went away. So that's huge. When you hear this, when others hear you talk about that, you may be the reason you save them. So, anyways, please tell the world, because I believe when we change our words, we change the world. So it's important. And fifth, a couple of sessions ago, I was talking about beliefs and how they change you, how you change or I change, and they change when words, body and brain, and actions all line up over and over repeatedly. So that's get that in your mind. Words change. That's important. That was change beliefs. And so eventually, stroke survivors won't be the word, it will be stroke thrivers. All right. Now, after our sponsors, let's move into the heart of today's message. Family and friends shape recovery, growth, and resilience long before stroke enters the picture. Stroke just makes the need impossible to ignore. So people often ask how support matters. The honest answer, it matters in ways we don't always notice it right away. So support shows up as patience when the progress is slow. Often when I don't feel like being patient, the people around me will mirror patience. Um, as as grace when the mood shifts, and as steady presence when words feel hard to find, which I know, and so it goes both ways. Family and friends feel the pressure to be strong. Friends worry about saying the wrong things. Caregivers push through exhaustion because love feels louder than rest. Everyone is doing their best with what they have. That's important to remember. Our family does, our friends, our caregivers, our loved ones, they all are doing the best they can, just as we are doing. And sometimes I get frustrated. Um, and sometimes I get really cross. Um, and sometimes I get sad. And all those things, all those feelings will um, spill over when I'm just dealing with something, dealing with today. So, so just remember, all this deserves respect. So here's the part that doesn't get talked about enough. Connection doesn't need instructions. So it needs honesty. Saying, I don't know how to help, but I'm here really helps us to hear. And it can be more healing than advice will ever be. So thankfully, I have got that from my family and my friends and my loved ones and my caregivers, excuse me. And the show has been about real people, not polished not polished stories. And that's exactly why the name is shifting soon to the Stroke Thrivers. This isn't about one experience, it's about shared strength, a group of people learning how to keep moving forward together. So thriving includes laughter, but it includes fatigue, hope and frustration, and progress and pauses. So family and friends don't have to understand every detail. They just need permission to stay involved without pressure to perform. So if you're listening as somebody without a stroke history, the same applies to you. Life changes. Um, Bodies change, roles change, and relationships stretch. Sometimes they stretch to where they're broke, but we keep going on and we keep moving forward. So um, strong bonds don't come from perfection, believe me. They grow from showing up again and again. And um, uh, this episode is the invitation to check in with the people around you, to reach out, to soften expectations. Yes, I know I have to do that. To find small wins, and to stay connected even when life feels messy. So if this message resonates with you, share it with family or friends, and especially those who've walked beside you quietly. That's how this community grows, one honest connection at a time. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being what's becoming the Stroke Thriver. In gratitude and grit.